Welcome to Three Trees in a Pod, the Forest Area Federal Credit Union podcast, where we talk about all things FAFCU, plus community-related topics, local business highlights, feature member stories, fraud prevention, and so much more. Today, we're here to talk a little bit about our credit union's e-services. That's technology for member communications and what that means to the credit union and our members. My name is Jason, and I'm starting today with two special guests. Then we have some more friends joining us in a few minutes. To kick things off, we're starting here with Emmy and Renee. Emmy is the credit union's e-services manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
She heads up the contact center, ITM, and Evergreen teams. And Renee is a contact center supervisor, and she spearheads the team who are first people our members talk to when they're calling into the credit union. Welcome to Three Trees in a Pod.
Thanks. Hi.
Can I have you both introduce yourselves and tell a little bit about your role at the credit union? And let's start with you, Emmy.
Sure. Hi, I'm Emmy Kosis. I am the e-services manager here. I have been with the credit union for just over a year now, but I have about 20 plus years in banking. And again, like you had mentioned, I oversee our contact center, our ITM department, which is our virtual tellers, and our Evergreen department. So, happy to be here.
Great. And Renee?
Hi, my name is Renee Goupil, and I am the contact center supervisor. I have been with Forest Area for a little under 4 years, and this is my second career, so I'm happy to be here. I love it.
Great. So technology, it's part of everyone's lives. It's a huge part. Like, you can't go anywhere without technology as part of our lives. And even more so in financial institutions, from online banking to budgeting tools to member communications. It's part of how we do business. And there's a lot of misconceptions on what that means. Today, I'd love to have you both talk a little bit more about, like, separating from the technology element a little bit, but talking about what it means to you of how our credit union interacts with our communities, like our personal connections with our members and our culture, and what that means being someone who works and lives in this community. Renee, can you talk a little bit about, like, what that means to you and that human interaction that we have here?
Sure. So having our members call in, even though we don't see them face to face, we have built those relationships over the phone, and we have our regular members that call in, and we get to know them. Again, just because we don't have a face-to-face interaction with them, we ask them how their vacation went, and we ask them how the new grandbaby is, because they like to share that information with us, because we are a community. And we're here for our community, and they know that. And they're very happy that when they call in, that it is a human that picks up the phone, and that we're right here in Fife Lake. So we live among all of our members.
Yeah, and it's amazing, too. I'm sure, some members that you talk to a lot, like, their lives. You're having conversations with them, and they call in and they know,
Some of them are my
hey,
neighbors.
Renee,
Yeah.
And I formerly worked for an institution that did have a bot that answered the phone. And so coming here, it was really interesting to see our human aspect of answering that phone. And to Renee's point, she has members that call in and say thank you. Thank you for being a person and a human and answering the phone, and not having to go through a tree of prompts to get another prompt to try to find someone and get a human. So that was really cool to see kind of our human aspect at Forest Area on that part.
Yeah.
We have literally laughed on the phone with our members and cried with our members. We live daily with our members and their lives, and how life interacts and impacts them. And their financial institution is a big part of that.
Yeah.
So they feel comfortable sharing that information with us, and having us understand their needs and how we can best help them.
That says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of our members, and me included, like the majority of the banking that I do is on my phone in my app or online banking. But if I have questions, I want to talk to someone
Right.
who can give me answers. Like I don't want to be run in a circle, like you were saying, like you get in the phone tree. And I'm sure you've had members who have called or non-members, and an actual person picks up the phone. They're probably surprised.
They
These
do
days
ask
you
where
assume,
we're located.
yeah, like, oh, I'm going to go to an answering machine
Right.
or whatever it might. Did I just date myself? Yeah. So it's, that's something that I'm sure people, it's refreshing to have a human voice, and that connection is important.
It's different. I think it sets us apart for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and we can listen to what their need is, and then we best know how to help them and what direction we need to go, if we can help them with their situation, or if we need to put them through to another department that can help them.
Yeah.
Where you might not get that type of interaction if you're talking to a bot.
Right.
Another part of that, to kind of echo Renee a little bit, our contact center isn't, you call, you press the button to transfer to XYZ. They do a whole lot behind the scenes in that department that I think a lot of people don't recognize. And I don't know if Renee, you want to touch on a couple of those things, but they are a fully running contact center. They're not just a, hey, how are you? Hit the transfer button. So if you want to maybe touch on a couple of the things you guys do back there.
Yeah, so we can do anything. If you walk into any one of our branches and talk to one of our MSRs, we're just on the phone. So we can do pretty much everything that you would see in a bank. Unfortunately, we don't do the lending portion, but we do get you through to somebody that can help you. But we open and close CDs. We can do wire transfers. We take care of your fraud concerns, balance transfers. We do shared branching.
Disputes, credit card disputes, debit
And just
card
a lot of
disputes.
investigation is
A lot of
big
troubleshooting.
part of what we do in the contact center. A member will call in and say, I don't understand what this charge is, and we'll go through it together. And I think that makes them feel comfortable knowing that they have somebody on their side going through that and investigating it and truly wanting to get to the bottom of it for them.
Investing in their success.
Interesting. I like that. Good plug for our mission.
Little plug.
Emmy, I'm going to switch to you for a second. Can you give an overall, like a view of, we talked a little about e-services. What are the 3 different sections of e-services that you cover, and what are their main roles for communicating with our member base?
Yeah, so obviously the contact center, which we've been chatting with Renee on, obviously they answer the phones and do a lot more than that behind the scenes. And then I'm also over the ITM department. So ITM stands for Interactive Teller Machine. That's basically our virtual tellers that you'll see in our drive-thrus. And basically, you touch the screen, you get to one of our ITM reps here right in Fife Lake at the admin building, and conduct regular transactions. Basically, the only things we can't do are like paper products, like a printout or a money order or cashier's check. But we can make your mortgage payment, we can do withdrawals. So those are basically just regular teller services, but virtually. So all of our branches are outfitted with machines, and they all come to that department here in Fife Lake. And then also I oversee our Evergreen department, which is basically the catch-all for virtual transactions, account opening. They open and close accounts. They also do fraud with disputes. They do card ordering. They do PIN changes. They do... they open specialized accounts like guardianships, conservatorships, and they also do lending, which is really cool that we're able to use that as a lending platform. The cool thing about Evergreen is that not a lot of other institutions in Northern Michigan, at least that I've heard of, are doing something like that and have a platform like that. That basically you can be sitting on your couch and dial in and get to one of our Evergreen reps and open a brand new account.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unheard of in at least our market. So that's a really cool option that we have here at Forest Area.
Yeah. Who would have known that a little credit union, little community credit union in Fife Lake would have something like that that's kind of
Right.
that's leading the way on a technology side.
Exactly.
And we actually tell our members that when they call in and they say, well, I need to sign my son up, but he's not out of school yet. And I say, great. When he's home, then you guys can sit on your couch and open your account.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they're like shocked.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fun to tell them that because they're like, really?
Yes.
So,
And in addition to calling in from home, each one of our branches has an Evergreen room or 2 Evergreen rooms where member comes in or a non-member comes in and wants to open a new account. And then they can get seated by one of the MSRs right in that room and then connect to Evergreen, which once again is right here in Fife Lake at our admin center. So that kind of takes a lot of weight off the branch staff and the front line. So we can assist with all of their needs as well in branches and from home.
Great. That's awesome. Renee, we're going to go back to the contact center a little bit. Can you talk about some of maybe the most asked questions that people are asking beyond what's a routing number?
And
You know, obviously
and
that's
what's
a
my
big one.
balance?
Yeah. What are some of the most common things that you get members or non-members calling in to the contact
why
center
isn't
for?
my card working? That's a big one. And there's many different reasons why a card might stop working. With today's environment, there is a lot of fraud out there. And there are a lot of companies that now participate in what's called 3D Secure, a multi-factor authentication. And so if they're trying to purchase something on Amazon or they're trying to purchase airline tickets or concert tickets.
Or Walmart is a big one.
They may get stopped for that reason, and then they need to call in. And it usually tells them, contact your financial institution. And I think it actually references 3D Secure. Another is fraud.
Yeah.
Why is my card locked? It shouldn't be locked. And then when we go and investigate it, it's because it was fraud. And then we go through the charges that actually lock the card and ask them if it was theirs. If it is something that they do, like Walmart, then we can open it back up and they can go about their day. But unfortunately, if it's something that they didn't do, then we need to close that card down so that there's no further fraud for our member. Take care of any charges that were, subsequently put on their account and get them a new card. And we can do that as well.
And you're filling out those disputes for them.
And we fill out the dispute, get them a new card. We can send cards from the contact center to any one of our branches, so our members don't have to come to Fife Lake if they live in Cadillac or Lake City or Kalkaska, soon to be Traverse City. We can send those cards there, so it's not an inconvenience for them to drive.
And they're not waiting 7 to 14 days for a card in the mail.
Right.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of members that live further away from Fife Lake or any one of our branches, and so we do send cards as well through the mail, but it is 7 to 10 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. How do you use technology in your department? Like, how does that help you and your team be more efficient? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so in any one interaction with our members, we could be on 3 to 4 different platforms. If we're doing an investigation, I need to look in one system to see what actually frauded their card. And then I'll be in a different system to see if their card is working on the backside. We call it the backside. That's kind of our terminology. But the inner workings of their card, was it set up properly? So that's a different platform. And if it comes down to we need to issue them a new card, then that's a third platform while we're working on our member service platform, CVX.
Yeah.
So every interaction, we're on probably 2 to 3. And
Multitasking at its finest.
yeah, we usually have 2 to 3 open windows, and we work on 3 monitors.
And not to mention, you're getting Teams messages, you're getting alerts coming through your email. So it's a lot.
Yeah. So I have a final question for you, Renee.
Sure.
And this is probably the most important. Are you and your team in the contact center actual human beings?
We, in fact, are. Again, we laugh, we cry, we get upset with our members. That is the best part about our job is our members and that human interaction with them. And if they're having a bad day, we try to turn it around. If I'm having a bad day, they turn it around for me. Just having that human interaction is everything.
And I know, and we mentioned this before, but you're problem solving.
Right.
And you've contacted me before, we have fraud or online banking
Right.
issues. We're just trying to find the answer and get our members back on track as soon as possible and figure that out. Sometimes we have third party 3D Secure, other vendors who are come into play,
Right.
but we try to figure it out, and you're
We
on
want
the
our
forefront
members
of that.
to have full confidence that they chose the right financial institution and that we're here to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yep. We want solutions and we want them fast and efficient.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. Great.
I have a great team.
Yes, you do. You guys do a great job over there. I might be biased, but
I might be too.
all right. Well, thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
We're going to bring in probably Jakayla coming in next. So
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Next, we have joining us Jakayla, who is Evergreen Supervisor at the credit union. Jakayla, can you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what you do at Forest Area?
I'm Jakayla. I've been at the credit union for going on 8 years this year, and I'm actually the Evergreen Supervisor. So I kind of oversee our virtual process for opening accounts, loans, processing, pretty much anything that a branch would do, but we do it all virtually rather than like face-to-face in an office. So we can do e-sign, we can do calls from home while you're on your couch. Like, it's very super convenient and makes us very accessible.
Right. And I don't know if we've mentioned this yet, but Evergreen, that's our name for our platform. It's a video banking platform that we can do anywhere. What are some of the benefits? So if I'm a member or non-member, what are some of the benefits of utilizing Evergreen?
So, like, as a member, both, I guess, member, non-member, a huge plus to Evergreen is that you don't have to come into a physical branch location. You don't have to come in to open a loan. You don't have to come in to open an account. You can do everything from your couch if you wanted to, with your dog sitting down by your feet.
And people have.
Yeah.
And people do all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's something we're trying to encourage more of as well. I mean, a lot of people don't understand how much they can do through Evergreen. Just logging into our website and seeing that bubble down there and clicking it and everything that you can do through there.
Yeah, you could be at
I mean, you can basically like, now that I'm really thinking about it, I don't know what you couldn't do through Evergreen. Is there anything you guys couldn't do?
I think the only thing, to my knowledge, we can't notarize anything.
Correct.
That's one thing, which, maybe in the future.
I think there is notary services that are
notaries.
electronic now.
Yeah, I think we don't offer them, but in
Yeah,
Michigan
it's
they
out
passed
there.
a law a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
could
that
we
could
can
be.
do it. We could do it. And I think there's some situations for loans that you actually need like a hard signature, but maybe that's more in the mortgage side.
That's probably more in the mortgage
Okay.
side. The consumer lending, though, I don't physically ever have to
Okay.
have somebody come in to sign.
That's pretty
You could
cool.
be at a dealership downstate, like hours away from us, and I could do a loan for you over Evergreen without you even having to come in.
Get a loan for a car, not even have to come in. That's pretty sweet.
Yes.
Yep.
Personal loans, geez, I need to take a vacation this summer.
Right.
So I think you mentioned this a little bit, but what are all the different services, like pretty much anything, almost anything we can do in a branch? What are some of the most common things that you do on Evergreen or your team does for members calling in?
Most frequently, I would say we get wire transfers, debit disputes.
Account opening.
Account opening is like a big one. The lending is here and there. We do a decent amount of lending. will say like we average about 660 interactions a month on Evergreen. And that's just going off of like the past 3 months numbers. And it has been steadily climbing.
Increasing. Yep. Yeah, that's a lot for just one of our channels.
Yeah. And how many people on your team?
Right now, we're typically a team of 5 altogether.
Yeah. That's a lot of
It is a lot.
interactions. Yeah. So where can members, non-members access Evergreen? Where do they, what locations? Obviously from their living room as they're sitting, but where do they get access, or where do members mostly communicate with you through?
Super easy. Like if you're just scrolling around on the Forest Area website, checking rates, just looking at like upcoming events, anything like that, there's a little widget pop up in the bottom right corner that says chat with us now. You can do a video, audio, or just a chat with any of our agents at any time during business hours. Also, if you log into your online banking, like just on your smartphone app or also through the website, you can get connected with us there just as easily.
Yeah.
Couple clicks of a button.
Yeah, we make it super easy.
Yeah. And members don't even have to be on a computer. You could literally be on your
On your
phone. On the road, not driving. Not driving.
Funnily enough, we've had
We have
at
had
least
people driving
a handful of people that are driving down the road trying to open an account.
Hands-free, I'm sure.
on a video call.
On a video call. It's surprising.
story.
People are busy.
Yeah, that's true. And we cater to that. We try to help them on the go.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally on the go.
Do you, Emmy had mentioned before, we have kiosks, we have rooms at our branches that help with different situations. If, there's not a consumer lender available, they can go in there. Or if the MSRs are all backed up at the teller line, they can utilize those as well. How do those interactions go? Like, is that a popular way that members use that?
We definitely like our higher traffic branches, or even just branches with like tighter staffing than the average branch. They utilize Evergreen constantly. So like a good example is when we've got staff out on vacation in the branches, or even emergencies, like if somebody's just unexpectedly out. I like to think of Evergreen as like a really strong fallback to make sure the members are still getting helped in a timely manner, and still by local agents that are here that
still
know
right
them
here.
and
Yes.
Yeah, I remember back, when we first launched Evergreen 4.5 years ago. It's crazy to think, that the in-branch Evergreen kiosks that we had weren't utilized that much. We've seen a huge switch because people were very tentative
Unsure.
about like what, where is this person located?
People
This
are
is
unsure
weird.
of technology in general, I think. So, but we have seen a shift in that.
we have.
Yeah.
For sure.
Would you say most of the engagements that you have, the interactions, are through the kiosks right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah, and the people are comfortable with that. I'm sure you have return members who they go straight there.
Actually, what I hear commonly, like just all the time, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Or that went a lot smoother or better than I thought
Yep.
it would go.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
we get reports of members saying that, and sometimes we hear them say it, or sometimes we just hear it like
Branch
from
staff tells us,
Yeah.
after they come out of the room, they're like, that was a lot
That was
easier
not
than I
that
thought.
bad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But they're intimidated,
Sure.
yeah, it's
but once they
something new.
experience it, they're like, oh,
And,
okay.
Yeah.
and we have a range of members with different technical experience and what they know and what they don't know. And I feel like you get members that come through the platform that aren't really sure what to do, and like
Yes.
how are we interacting right now, and they come out with like very happy
Yeah.
about the
Yes.
experience.
And Evergreen does a fantastic job of taking their time, explaining how things go, making sure that the members are heard, and instructing them. We have a really cool platform that we just switched over to, which is called Glia. They have the ability to help co-browse, so that means they can see what the member is seeing, so they can actually help direct them around a website, which is really helpful
real time.
in real time, right? So that's really helpful to some of our elderly members, and for also those members who don't have that technical ability. So we're right there, and it's really easy for them to walk them through those situations.
And Emmy, can you tell a little bit about, you mentioned Glia, a little bit about, because Evergreen is what we call this, but as a partner that we utilize that has this platform, you want to talk a little bit about
Sure.
what Glia means?
Yeah. So Evergreen is Forest Area branded team, but the service provider that we use, the vendor that we go through, is called Glia, and how we're currently utilizing them is for chat, audio, and video. So that is the platform that we have all of these interactions through. It's really cool because we now have the ability to get some really cool reporting done out of it, to come up with these numbers, see our interactions. Also, we get surveys so we can see where we're sitting there. So Glia is the platform that we take all of these interactions through. And there's tons of benefits of using it. We came from another platform and had some bumps along the way, but I think we're at a good place right now, and we're at a place where we can, like I mentioned, kind of hone in on those numbers and reporting and see how we're doing, and then adjust to make things and the member experience even better.
Yeah. And as someone who is part of that process, when we first talked to Glia like 2 years ago, the way we utilize that platform, none of their other clients do it to our level. Like, they actually had to create ways that we can sign through their platform and do digital signatures.
We were unique
because of how we are way more robust.
Correct.
And that was pretty amazing to me.
Yeah, we were doing some trailblazing.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
And to see, like, they're not a small company, and to see, like, and they work with a lot of other financial institutions and credit unions,
even locally here.
Yeah, we were setting the stage, and they wanted to work with us, and now they've created tools within their platform that they can go out and say
Absolutely.
But no one's using it the way we do.
Yeah, we were
at that
definitely
extent.
a unique situation, but they were excited to work with us on
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that I also asked Renee. Very important.
Yes.
Are you and everyone on the Evergreen team human?
We are, believe it or not,
We're very human.
very human.
Have you had members ask if you are actual humans or if you're AI? Like, does that come up?
It does. Actually, one of the Evergreen representatives, I think she one time had somebody make a comment about it. And I don't think she actually said it to the member, but she was like, "Don't you think if I was AI, I would be like a little bit more aesthetically pleasing?" Here we are. We're just average people.
Yeah, we're your neighbors.
real.
Yep. And we're not outsourced. We're right here in Fife Lake.
Yeah. Live here, work here.
Yes. And once again, all of the e-services team are out of Fife Lake, between the branch and the admin center. So
Yeah,
we
live
are
in
your neighbors.
Kalkaska,
Yep. We are.
We go to the same events.
Yep.
Same grocery store.
Yeah, you probably have members that call in
communities.
like, "Hey, what are you doing over there?"
Yeah. So we get lots of questions about that in all of my departments, but we're very real and part of your community.
Great. All right. I think that answers all the questions I have about Evergreen. Jaquela, I want to thank you for joining us.
Yes, thanks
and
for
talking
having
a little bit about what you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So next we have Angel, who is our ITM supervisor, joining us. She's going to talk a little bit about what she does. Angel, can we start with you introducing yourself and what you do at Forest Area?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously my name's Angel. I am the ITM supervisor here at Forest Area. I really just manage our team, the ITMs. I troubleshoot any issues, do member transactions throughout the day, and really just help where I can.
Great. What would you say is one of the benefits of our new ITMs that we're still in the process of rolling out a couple, right? But we're transitioning over to the ITMs from the standalone ATMs that Some of them had been around for a long time.
And the traditional tube systems.
Yeah, and the tubes at the drive up.
Yep.
What are some of the benefits of the ITMs that we have now?
I mean, in my opinion, the ITM is nice not only because it typically it tends to be a little quicker. You don't have to wait in a super long line usually, but also just the benefits to the employees inside the branch as well. We're able to take off the more simple transactions off of their plate, and I mean, obviously we build connections with our members. They get to see an inside of what goes on here in the admin building sometimes. But yeah,
we're able to take those simple withdrawals and deposits and let the branch staff focus on those, that have more of those difficult, longer transactions. So the ITMs are able to be kind of that in and out, but still kind of make that experience, special for that member.
Yep.
yeah.
And members have a choice too when they come up to the ITM. If they don't need to speak to someone, it can be just like a regular ATM,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not even just those simpler transactions like you were saying. We do have close connections here in the admin building. So if they come through and they're needing something, typically we have a quicker response time because we're in the building with the people we need to contact. So that can be a benefit as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. What would you say, like this we've had this initiative that we're switching over to the ITMs over the past couple years. Couple years now. It's a big change. It's something new. And Emmy, you can chime in on this too, but Angel, what would you say are some of the concerns that you've heard from members, or, even stories of a member driving up and like they can talk to a person and they're surprised, that's happening at what they thought was an ATM.
Yes.
What are some of the concerns or issues you've seen come across?
Yeah, so in my experience, I mean, the biggest one we run into is people think that we're AI. They aren't expecting us usually. So when we come up, they're a little hesitant. Even if not AI, they don't always know that we're local and that we come from the same communities that they do. So that's the biggest issue or concern that we typically run into. Another one would be exactly what our machine can do. Things outside of what the machine can do, we typically try to point them in the right direction, but we are limited. So
Yeah, and you have a direct line to find answers.
Yes.
Yep.
You can do something, because I would think, okay, I'm talking to someone at the credit union right here. I'm going to ask some questions,
Yes.
maybe
Yeah.
outside the realm of the capabilities.
Yes,
Yeah.
and something else to kind of clear up. I think most all of our members think that we are in the branch that they are located. So when you're in Kalkaska, they think we're in the Kalkaska branch, when really all of our branches are coming into the Fife Lake Admin Center. So some people say, "Oh, I'll just see inside," or I'll
Yeah.
drive around and
Come
see
in and talk to
inside. Like maybe not, but so the one thing to clear up is that all of those calls are being sourced here to the Fife Lake Admin Center.
Yeah.
We aren't. Unfortunately, we're not right inside.
Yeah. Yeah, it streamlines things and allows us to service more.
Yep, it's really makes it super convenient.
Yeah, that's great. And I was going to ask where the ITM staff is located, but we just talked about that. We're all in Fife Lake,
Yep.
right here.
Yep.
You live locally,
I do.
I'm assuming, so you don't have to commute that far. All the team, how many do we have in the ITM department normally when we're full staffed?
4.
About 4?
Four.
Yeah.
And right now we have a fleet of 13 machines. So the team of 4, Angel's working supervisor, would be servicing all of those machines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And
that's a lot.
then monthly, I think we're averaging right now around 650 to 700 transactions sessions a month. Or I'm sorry, a week.
Yeah, I was
A
gonna say.
week. No, it's
That's a
been
lot.
increasing. It's been around 700 weekly, and we are getting another machine in Manton and Mesick, and then we will be having, I believe, 3 machines in our Traverse City building
branch.
that we're building right now. So we're really going to ramp up in volume, but we're expecting it and we're ready for it. But we're going to see those numbers grow even more.
We might have to add on to the admin
That's-
building.
yeah,
to
that's-
get some space in
That's
there
what we're thinking.
Oh,
between
yeah.
Evergreen, Contact Center,
Yes.
ITMs.
And that's another thing I wanted to touch on. I want to make sure that members and internal staff know that we have all of these different departments, but we're not eliminating jobs. It's actually creating more opportunities, whether it be adding a new ITM rep or a new call center agent. As we grow into Traverse and other communities, it's actually adding staff. So it's increasing those opportunities. So just because we're now in a machine and, you know, you're coming to us that way, it doesn't mean people are losing their jobs.
Right. Yeah. Really important factor too, because
Yeah.
our members, like we've been talking about, like they're very concerned. We know about each other's lives.
Yeah.
Like they're, you know, they know us. They've grown up with some of us, and they're concerned about. Well, we don't want people to
Right.
lose their jobs. Like that's a major
Yeah.
concern because
Yeah.
of that interactions that we have.
And it's, so it's actually doing the opposite. And even to add on to that, as well as moving into the Traverse City market, we are looking into the future of what ITMs can do, and we're looking into something called micro branches. So that's basically a tiny little building, but it will have an ITM located in it. So we can further our footprint into even smaller communities, but still have our presence there. And that would be serviced directly by the ITM department.
Yeah, that's a great point because you know we're really here to serve the underserved.
Correct.
That's why we were established initially.
Yep.
And there are a lot of in northern Michigan. There's a lot of rural communities that don't have access to somewhere that they can just go in and cash a check.
Right.
You know, they get a payroll check and they have to drive a half hour.
Exactly.
And we might be able to you know we're looking at servicing those areas that don't have any other options.
Yeah, we want to be available.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Technology is allowing us to do
Yes.
that. Yeah. So, and remind me, what can members do at the ITM? Like, what are the additional services beyond just the normal ATM functionality?
Yeah, so like you said, ATM functionality, we can do cash deposits and withdrawals. We can do check deposits and withdrawals. Check deposit and cash back if they need that. So cashing a check. And I mean, we can do, just from our side of it, we can do online banking. So if they need to reset a password or username or their questions, even we can do that for them.
Credit card payments, loan
Yep.
payments,
Oh,
mortgage
wow.
payments.
Yep.
We could do, you know, real short troubleshooting if they need to know if a check cleared or.
We can, because we work so closely with Evergreen, we can do PIN resets and things like that. Trying to think what else.
Yeah, it's.
That's a lot.
I think I had mentioned it earlier, but some of the things we can't do are any paper products. So we can't give you a printout. We can't give you a money order. We can't give you a dog treat. Unfortunately, it's something we miss.
Yes.
We're maybe looking into that technology.
maybe a
You
little-
heard it here first.
A dispenser or
Yeah.
a vending machine of sorts. So we can't give out paper products. We can't open accounts just because that is supposed to be the more efficient way is to get through that drive-through it within a couple minutes.
Right.
So some of those longer transactions you'd go inside for.
Yep.
We do have cash limits. We do have a cash limit out of 2,500. So we do have that limit. We have certain denominations in the ITMs. We have 50s, 20s, 5s, and 1s. So we do not have hundreds or tens. So you would have to go inside for those.
Yep.
But luckily, 2 50s equal 100 and 2 5s
You can
equal
make
10.
it work. Yeah.
So we can make it work. We also cannot give out coin, any kind of coin
Yes.
from the machines. So that's a kind of a fun way that we get to help our members save when we say, hey, we're going to throw that 78 cents in your savings account and give
Yeah.
you the rest back. So those are some of the things that we cannot do.
Maybe we can repurpose the tubes to dispense dog treats.
There you go.
That's my idea.
Let's
Right
do
now.
it.
It's a great idea.
People
Trademark,
want suckers,
trademark.
suckers, stickers, dog treats,
Yeah.
pens. Yeah.
Just send it through the
Yeah.
tube. We're good. That's all we need.
Yep.
That's awesome. So I think we just talked about kind of the future of what e-services look like? Is there anything else kind of down the road? We talked about micro branches. We have the ability with Evergreen to do completely remote
Yep.
electronic banking
Yes.
in any markets.
Yes.
We can't get cash, but we could go in and do the micro branches or even standalone ITMs
Yep.
in those markets.
Yep.
Is there anything else that we kind of, are looking at in the future of expanding our e-services or
Yeah.
new things on the horizon?
In addition to like we mentioned about the new ITM locations, the addition of ITMs at current locations, and opening up into new markets. Obviously, expanding in Evergreen, since we will be opening up in those new markets, that we're going to need more staff to be available to be there for those Traverse City people that are wanting to open an account. So definitely, I see more FTEs, more staff for each one of the departments. Again, call volume is increasing in our contact center, so more FTEs there. For our contact center, we are looking into. We had mentioned Glia is the platform we use for Evergreen currently. We are looking potentially into switching our current contact center platform to actually Glia's contact center platform, Glia Voice. So that's only enhanced technology, better reporting, better service overall. You're still getting one of us, but it'll be through a different platform that is newer, faster, better.
Maybe
So-
fewer different platforms that they have to
Correct.
tab through to help
Correct.
the members.
Yeah.
Quicker
So-
response.
Exactly. So that is most likely coming for contact center as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. This has been a great conversation. Hopefully, it gives our members a little bit more of the under the hood look. Like this is some definite behind the scenes, behind the curtain information. But it's really good information to get out there. And one thing that we always want to be transparent with our members as much as possible. We are all members here.
Yep.
And just getting the information out there, like what our plan is. So a lot of people have questions, and hopefully we can answer some. And it's all about looking to the future,
Yep.
but not forgetting our past,
Absolutely.
and always maintaining that human connection. That's really
Yes.
what is part of even as we bring technology in. It's very important for us to maintain the roots where we started.
Yes.
And that human community connection that we have here.
And don't forget to ask Angel the special question you asked Renee
Yes.
and Jaquela.
Yes, that was my final question.
Okay.
This is the most important.
Okay.
Are you and the ITM team human?
Yes, indeed, we are. We get that question way too often, but yes, definitely human.
We actually had somebody ask us if we were inside the machine.
Right.
Yes,
So that was
indeed.
interesting.
Working the levers.
They said, do they feed you in there? But no, we are very much human.
Yes, I believe all of us are local. So I'm from Kalkaska myself, and Katie is Cadillac, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
So
I'm
we're
Traverse
actually,
City, so little
Yeah.
commute, but local.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're definitely local.
Yeah.
That's great. That's important for
Yep.
all of
Yeah.
us. That is something that we hold true.
Yes, yeah.
Well, fantastic. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to 3 Trees in a Pod, the Forest Area Federal Credit Union podcast. Exciting. I think we're into our third or fourth episode.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to that. Be sure to follow us if you're listening on Spotify, and if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks.